Stop everything for a moment. I need to know, where are you watching from right now? What country, what city, and what time is it for you at this very second? Go ahead, pause if you have to, and notice it. Because wherever you are, whatever time it is, this message found you for a reason. Something inside you brought you here. Something inside you whispered, I need to hear this. I need to understand why I cannot go back. And the truth is, you cannot go back, not because you failed, not because life is cruel, but because Allah is guiding you towards something greater than your past. You may feel pain, you may feel loss, you may feel restless and confused, but tonight, everything you are feeling has a purpose. Every ache in your heart, every thought of what if, every longing for the familiar is part of a plan to protect you, to prepare you, and to awaken the truth inside you. I need you to stay with me. Don't scroll, don't skip. This is not just a message, it is a map for your heart, a light for your soul, a guide for the part of you that has been searching, questioning, and longing for clarity. By the end of this video, you will understand why trying to go back was never meant to work, why holding on was never safe, and why moving forward, though it feels uncertain, is the most liberating, powerful, and beautiful thing you will ever do. Your heart may resist at first. That's okay. Let it listen anyway. Let it feel. Let it open. Because what you are about to hear is not just advice, it is awakening. It is life or death clarity for the soul. And it begins right now. Allah removed the attachment. The strongest sign that Allah is guiding you is not when something ends, but when your heart stops clinging to it. You may still think about it, remember it, feel the longing, but inside, you know you cannot go back the same way. That feeling of letting go is not weakness, it is protection. Allah removes attachment quietly, gently, so your heart can breathe, so your soul can grow, so you can see life more clearly. You don't realize it at first, but holding on to certain people, places, or situations can limit your peace and your purpose. When Allah frees your heart, He is saving you from future pain. You may feel loss at first, but this is not loss at all. This is mercy. This is care. This is the beginning of something better. When attachment leaves, space is created for clarity, for calm, and for growth. You don't have to force yourself to move on, it happens naturally, because your heart finally aligns with what is right for you. And even if it hurts for a moment, know that letting go is not punishment. It is the most loving way Allah shows that your future is meant to be brighter and lighter than your past. Your heart has already accepted the truth. Sometimes your mind still hesitates, still asks questions, still hopes things could go back to the way they were, but your heart already knows the truth. You may try to ignore it, you may try to convince yourself that nothing changed, but deep inside you feel a quiet resistance that cannot be silenced. That resistance is your soul speaking the truth. Once Allah opens your heart to see reality, pretending becomes impossible. What once felt safe may now feel uncomfortable. What once brought joy may now feel hollow, and what once seemed acceptable may now feel wrong. This is not confusion, it is clarity. Your heart has already accepted what your mind is still trying to figure out. The longing to go back is natural, but it is not aligned with the guidance you have been given. Every time you imagine returning, you feel a subtle unease, a heaviness that you cannot explain, and that is your heart saying, I cannot belong there anymore. This feeling is protection. Allah is keeping you from a place, a situation, or a relationship that no longer fits who you are becoming. You may grieve, and that is human, but do not mistake grief for a call to return. Your heart has already accepted what your mind has yet to fully understand, and that acceptance is a gift. Trust it. Trust that feeling inside that refuses to compromise, that refuses to settle for what no longer serves your growth, peace, and future. That quiet voice guiding you forward is stronger than any nostalgia, stronger than any wish to return, because it carries the wisdom of your soul. And one day, you will look back and realize that the discomfort you felt was not punishment, it was mercy, it was protection, it was the beginning of a path designed just for you. Growth made the past too small. As you walk through life, you begin to notice that the place you once felt comfortable now feels tight, small, and heavy. The people, the routines, the environments, and even the thoughts that once fit perfectly around your heart no longer do. You might wonder why you feel out of place, why familiar things now feel unfamiliar, why returning seems impossible. The reason is simple. You have grown. Growth happens slowly, almost imperceptibly, through every challenge, every heartbreak, every lesson, and every quiet moment of reflection. Allah expands your heart and your awareness, and when that expansion occurs, the old spaces cannot contain you. Returning would require you to shrink, to pretend that you are still the person you were before, to ignore the wisdom you have gained and the truth you now see. And Allah does not ask you to shrink. He does not guide a soul only to have it settle for less than it has become. Growth changes perspective. What once seemed acceptable now feels insufficient. What once brought comfort now feels constricting. What once felt safe now feels limiting. This is why the past cannot hold you anymore. And though it may feel lonely or unsettling, this is a sign that you are moving forward in alignment with the person Allah is shaping you to be. You cannot go back because your heart is no longer the same. Your soul has been awakened, and your vision of what is right and meaningful has expanded. And one day, you will understand that leaving the past behind was not loss, it was preparation. Preparation for opportunities, people, and experiences that fit your new heart, your new awareness, and your new purpose. Growth makes the past too small not to hurt at first, but to open the way for the peace, clarity, and fulfillment that awaits you when you keep moving forward. Detachment is mercy, not punishment. You may feel that losing something or someone is unfair, that letting go is painful, or that life is punishing you, but the truth is that detachment is one of the greatest acts of mercy. Allah sometimes removes people, situations, and attachments not to harm you, but to protect you. What you think you have lost may have been weighing down your peace, distracting you from your purpose, or keeping your heart from growing in the way it was meant to. Detachment is not rejection, and it is not punishment. It is Allah's quiet, unseen care for your heart and your future. When you feel the pain of letting go, remember that pain is temporary, but the freedom and clarity it brings last. When attachment leaves, space is created in your heart for wisdom, for calm, and for opportunities that are in alignment with your soul. Holding on to what is no longer right can drain you, cloud your judgment, and limit your connection to what truly matters. Sometimes, the people we love most are the ones we need to release, because loving them in the old way would prevent us from loving life, ourselves, and Allah in the new way. The heart may grieve, the mind may resist, but deep inside there is a quiet sense that this is right, this is mercy, this is care. This is a sign that Allah is preparing something better for you, even if you cannot see it yet. Detachment opens the door to peace that attachment cannot give, to opportunities that were blocked by familiarity, and to a version of yourself that could never grow in the old environment. You may not understand it now, but when you reflect later, you will see that what felt like an ending was actually a beginning, a divine intervention to protect your soul and guide you toward a lighter, freer, and more meaningful life. Closure comes through trust, not answers. Sometimes your heart keeps asking for answers, explanations, and reasons. You want closure. You want to understand why things ended, why people changed, why doors closed, and why life did not turn out the way you hoped. That longing is natural, but Allah does not always give closure through answers. Closure often comes through trust. It comes when you accept that Allah knows what you do not. When you let go of the need to understand everything, you make room for peace. Holding on to questions keeps your heart stuck, but trusting Allah allows it to move forward. You may think that knowing why would make the pain easier, but understanding does not always heal. What heals is surrender. What heals is realizing that Allah's wisdom is greater than your understanding. You may grieve, you may feel confused, you may wish for what once was, but there is a quiet strength in accepting that some things were never meant to be explained. Some people, situations, and opportunities are closed to protect you from what you cannot yet see. The discomfort you feel is not punishment. It is a reminder that your heart is learning to trust the unseen. When you finally release the need to understand and embrace trust, a new clarity enters. You begin to notice that peace does not come from answers, it comes from knowing that Allah is guiding you, even when the path is unclear. You may not see the reasons now, and you may never fully know them, but trusting the process allows your soul to breathe, to grow, and to be ready for what is coming. One day, you will look back and realize that the doors that closed and the explanations that never came were never obstacles. They were the very blessings that led you to the right path, at the right time, in the right way. Loneliness is a season of realignment. There are moments in life when the world feels quiet, when people drift away, and when familiar comforts disappear. You may feel lonely, as if the heart is empty and the soul is wandering. But this loneliness is not a punishment. It is a season of realignment. Allah sometimes removes what is familiar to teach the heart to rely on Him alone, to remind the soul where true strength and peace come from. In these moments, you feel uncomfortable, unsure, and restless, and that is exactly the point. The discomfort is not meant to break you, it is meant to refine you. It is a quiet, gentle guidance that reshapes your inner world. You may miss people, routines, or places that once felt like home, and you may wish for their presence back. But the absence is intentional. It allows space for reflection, for growth, and for the awakening of parts of yourself that you never knew existed. When you are alone in this way, you begin to hear the quiet voice inside that has always been guiding you, waiting for your attention. You learn patience, resilience, and clarity. You discover what truly matters and what was never meant to stay. You realize that peace does not come from outside, from people, or from circumstances, but from within, from your alignment with your purpose, your values, and your faith. Loneliness teaches you to let go of dependency on what cannot fulfill you and to lean on what is eternal. One day you will look back and see that these quiet, lonely seasons were not empty at all. They were filled with lessons, preparation, and divine wisdom, shaping you into someone stronger, wiser, and more aligned with the path Allah intended for you. In this way, loneliness becomes not a burden, but a blessing, a necessary pause to ensure that when the next chapter of your life arrives, your heart is ready, your soul is steady, and your trust is unshakable. Faith raises standards. As your heart grows and your awareness deepens, something begins to shift quietly within you. You start noticing that what once seemed acceptable no longer feels right. Your expectations, your tolerance, and your standards begin to rise, not because you are judging others, but because your faith is teaching you to honor yourself and the life Allah is preparing for you. What you once accepted without question may now feel heavy or insufficient. Relationships, habits, or even opportunities that used to bring comfort may now feel misaligned with who you are becoming. You cannot go back, because returning would mean lowering the standards that Allah's guidance has quietly raised within your heart. This is not arrogance, it is alignment. It is a natural consequence of growth and awareness. Faith works like a gentle alarm, awakening you to what is good, what is pure, and what brings peace to your soul. And once the heart has been awakened, it can no longer settle for what contradicts its inner wisdom. You may feel conflicted, longing for the old familiarity, but deep inside, you know that compromise is no longer an option. What you now require is not perfection from the world, but honesty, respect, and alignment with the values Allah has placed within you. Your heart refuses what it once tolerated because it knows what it deserves. This is the quiet power of faith. It doesn't shout, it doesn't demand, but it reshapes the soul, the way you think, the way you feel, and the way you choose. Returning to what you once accepted would feel unnatural, uncomfortable, and limiting because your soul has outgrown it. Faith raises your standards not to isolate you, but to prepare you for the peace, love, and opportunities that match the depth and strength of your heart. One day, you will see that refusing to go back was not stubbornness, it was wisdom. It was the heart protecting itself, guided by divine care, and ensuring that everything you embrace next aligns perfectly with the best version of yourself. Allah is leading you forward. If Allah has made it impossible for you to return, it is not a punishment. It is a sign that He is leading you forward, guiding you toward what your heart, soul, and life truly need. You may feel frustrated, confused, or even impatient, wondering why the path ahead is unclear, why the doors behind you have closed, and why the familiar comforts you long for are no longer available. But everything you are feeling is part of a divine plan designed to protect you and to prepare you. Sometimes, life closes a chapter not to take something away from you, but to make room for something better. The heart that has been prepared, the soul that has been strengthened, and the mind that has been awakened are all ready for the blessings that are waiting ahead. You are not delayed. You are being refined. You are not lost. You are being guided. And though the path may feel uncertain, every step you take is part of a journey that Allah has already mapped out for you. The people, opportunities, and circumstances that you need will come into your life at the right time in the right way when your heart is fully aligned to receive them. What feels like an ending now is actually a beginning. What feels like a loss now is actually a protection. You may not understand it yet, and that is okay. You do not need to understand everything to trust the path you are on. Trust that every closed door, every separation, every challenge is working for your good, preparing you for a future that is greater than your past. Your heart may ache, but it is also growing. Your mind may question, but it is also learning to surrender. Your soul may feel restless, but it is also being guided toward peace. One day, when you look back, you will see that every restriction, every ending, and every moment of uncertainty was actually a step toward the life Allah intended for you. You will understand that the reason you could not go back was because something better was waiting ahead. Something freer, something brighter, something aligned perfectly with your heart and your purpose. Trust the journey, trust the timing, trust the one who never leads you astray. Allah is not just moving you forward, He is moving you exactly where you need to be. As we come to the end of this message, take a deep breath and let it sink in. Everything you felt, everything you thought, every memory you wanted to return to, every question that lingered in your heart, it all has a purpose. Allah did not allow you to go back because something better is waiting for you ahead. Something freer, something lighter, something that aligns perfectly with the person you are becoming. You may not see it yet, but trust this process. Trust the moments of discomfort, the moments of longing, the moments when your heart feels restless. That restlessness is not weakness, it is guidance. It is the soul telling you, keep moving forward. Your peace is not there, your future is ahead. Remember, letting go is not loss. Detachment is not punishment. Loneliness is not abandonment. Every closed door, every ending, every moment that felt like despair was actually preparation. Allah is leading you forward, shaping your heart, expanding your awareness, and bringing you to a place where your soul can finally rest. Do not look back. Do not wish for what was. Do not try to reclaim what has already left your life. Instead, open your heart to the journey ahead, to the growth within, and to the wisdom that will continue to unfold in your life. Take this with you. The reason you cannot go back is because Allah is moving you towards something greater than your imagination, something that will honor your heart, your soul, and the lessons you have learned, something that will bring clarity, peace, and freedom in ways you could never have experienced if you stayed where you were. Hold on to that, reflect on it, live it, and know that you are exactly where you are supposed to be. Your journey is not over, it is only beginning, and the best is still waiting for you, just around the corner.